That's
And
so cool.
from Tokyo, I called my real estate agent and I had her find us a house. And she showed me the video and I visualized how the rooms were separated, how we were going to use it as studios and offices. And I rented it from Tokyo. And then we came here and we're like, well, we're going to start a company. We have no money. So I put my salary and everything and I quit. I literally quit while I was in Tokyo, which was, scary, but
Yeah.
especially because I was getting paid a buckload of money.
Yeah.
But it all worked out.
Look at you now.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that gives me the I don't know. It's like when you sacrifice success where you are to get a success that you want for yourself, not what everybody else says is success, and you're like willing to sacrifice that and bet it all on you. I think there's something to be said about that. Like that to me is like what makes you.
Yeah.
You know, like I had a comfortable situation and I gave it up. All of it. The guaranteed money to go pursue what I wanted for me.
Yeah.
So I love that.
What's the thing, and we were having this conversation when we did our podcast, but it's interesting because I've been able to always do that as long as the reason is external, right? So like, I knew I wanted to build and fix this thing in Latin music, and I knew I wanted to help Tiny become a world superstar. I knew that I wanted to change the way Latin music or this particular A&Rs were looking, because it was not all Latin music, was looking at this female writer, but I was doing it for the benefit of the female writer more than my benefit. Mm-hmm. So anytime that has been attached to the external person, I've been super like quick, like literally don't think about it. I'm driving, I'm going, I see it clearly. But it's been it's been 23 years of my career since I started as a producer to coming now where I sit today, where I can say for the first time in my life, I'm doing something for actually just myself, where I said, I genuinely want to speak about this internal work. I'm going to go do this podcast. I'm going to not be, that's Lex, the manager of so-and-so or the CEO, but no, I'm just Lex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I'm Alejandro. How about that?
Yeah.
So
I was just about to say that.
I'm going to go do these things that are passionate to myself, and I'm going to risk myself. So I'm going to go talk about watches and start a whole channel about watches and be funny because I actually just love watches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to start a coffee shop because like those kind of things that I had never done in my entire career and life, I'm literally for the first time going on that limb of like, okay, I'm doing this,
Do you think it's though because you did give so much?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As when you're giving and you're pouring into other people, I mean, I feel like it actually was working internally on you. It just, at the time, your gift was for them at the time. It's like, because to me, like timing in life is everything. Everything. Like, I don't think that, like maybe you wouldn't be where you are today if you would have made it about you then. You know what I mean? So
I think it's a mixture of learning through process and timing and fear. I genuinely knew I had this fear, right? Like I remember candidly like the moment of making the decision of stepping from the limelight to put someone else, because it was the moment that I realized I had something to lose. Right? It's like I started as a producer. I started being the artist and I started to open doors and have success as that. And then I panicked. I was like, oh, wait, like doing this, you get criticism, you get this. And then what if I make one mistake and I don't feel really good about myself and I don't feel like I'm enough? So no, let me bet on somebody else, because if they mess up, I can blame them. It's not me. And I remember.
Do you remember that was really your motivation?
I remember making the shift of saying like, like I'm going to step and I'm going to help this, which was always my foundation was always helping people. But the transition of like, I'm going to put out, and I think historically, actually with all my clients and in, I would say most of my job positions, what the rift started to happen at some point was the star in me started to fight the transition. So, most clients who are stars want their managers to sit in the back. And my personality trait is I walk in a room and I'm owning that room.
Right.
And that doesn't always go hand in hand. And so it can shock a client to feel like, wow, my more people ask my manager to get interviewed than me. Like, why is that? Like, you know, and so I saw that creating, even in ultimately in some of the corporate jobs I took, which is two, I think some of the bigger griefs was like, I can get a lot more done than a person that was in charge of me, or was my boss, or was whoever. And that for a lot of people just was like, whoa, you know, it scares them because of that. And it was, I saw it throughout all the years, but I always wonder, I was like, it gotta be everybody else. Why everybody feeling like this? But I never recognized like, hey, no, like there's some sign that life is trying to show you this, because this is consistently happening, that there's this thing inside of you that wants to come out, and you have it locked in. And so as I'm noticing even now, like the letting go of that, and every time historically in my career that I let go of that for a moment, like there was this big blessing that happened, or this big moment. And then I would be like doing the show on Netflix, right? Like that was the perfect example. I created a TV show, music competition show, had these 4 major superstars, was not planning to be on the show. Netflix decides that the 4 judges are too nice and they want me on the show. Now I come on, become the star of the show. So I was just in Ibiza 2 days ago, and a 45-year-old British guy with his wife in the middle of the club go, we've been trying to figure out where we know you from. We finally hit it. We love your show on Netflix. Can we take a picture? And I was like, wow. But while I was sitting in that seat doing it, and while it was happening after when it was released, I was fighting all these internal, you know, like conflicts, because it was literally sitting in my fear. And at that time, it was so much so that I didn't do season 2. I was like, no, I'm good, you know? But the blessing happened. That was the universe again showing me. So the intuition of that now has come to the forefront of my consciousness, to where I'm like, okay, I'm full force with this. But it's the first time in my whole life and career that I'm doing this. So I'm sitting here with you. So I'm like, you know, but I love it, because now I'm feeling what I would push my clients to, or myself.
Yeah.
And it feels like rewarding, and also this kind of release of this energy that I think I was born with.